Look, we all know this thing is expensive, okay? This professional one, 450 bucks. It's like twice the price of most dryers, or more than that. So the question is, does it make sense? And I think your biggest question probably, if you're watching this, is, does it make sense for you? What's going on, everybody, and welcome. Hey, if you're brand new to my channel, thanks for hanging out. My name is Justin Hickox, and on my channel, I share tips and tricks and things that I have learned over the past 25 years of doing hair and owning my own salon in the hopes that I help make hair simple. And I share unboxings and reviews so that we can figure out if these things make sense. So without further ado, let's figure out if this bad boy makes sense for you to spend your hard-earned money on. Alrighty. On to the unboxing. Okay, so let's check out what's inside this box. So first of all, you got some owner's manuals. We have a brush to clean the filter. We've got this concentrator. This is one of the differences between the regular one and the professional one. This one is thinner and wider. Then we move on to the smoothing nozzle, which helps to dry hair. We have an extra filter, which is always nice. Then we move on to the diffuser, absolutely a must if you plan on utilizing this dryer for curly hair. So we got this great non-slip mat. Then of course we move on to this amazing dryer. It's got these great buttons on the back that are very easy to use. Of course, it has the air multiplier technology. So air is amplified 3 times through this motor. So you get a lot of airflow coming out of this dryer. The motor in this dryer is actually mounted in the handle, which is supposed to make the ergonomics feel better. Another major difference between this dryer and the other dryer is that this dryer comes with an 11-foot cord versus the standard 9-foot cord. You have the LED indicators, which clearly show the selected settings, as well as it will indicate if you need to clean the filter. There are 3 different temperature settings, as well as 3 different airflow settings. The first temperature is 140 degrees, then the next level up is 176 degrees, and then the following level up is 212 degrees. So one of the big things people talk about is the fact that it's supposed to be quieter than other dryers. So what I did is I pulled some other dryers from different price points. I measured how loud they are on high heat, high air volume. And you can see that the Dyson is reasonably quieter than all but one of them. This one was a little bit quieter, but if I'm completely honest, I still feel like the Dyson's such a better dryer in all that it really is irrelevant. So another thing that everybody talks about is the fact that it dries hair so much faster. But I really wanted to test it in a few different scenarios because I think there's a bit of that could be just a placebo effect. So what I did is I took a couple of clients. I took one client that has curly hair and I took one client that had straight hair. I split their hair down the middle. I didn't put any sort of product in their hair whatsoever. All I did was took it from towel dried to dry. Now, in this particular scenario where I used the diffuser, I clipped the diffuser on, I dried one side with the Dyson, I dried the other side with the Chi dryer that I've been using for a long time. I love this dryer. It was one of my favorite. It's about half the price of the Dyson, but it worked really well. I turned them both on hot and high air pressure, so there was no difference, no product in the hair whatsoever. During this time, I timed both of them, and you'll see that the Chi dryer dried their hair faster than the Dyson dryer in this particular test. So after that, I decided, okay, I want to do another test. I'm gonna take another client with straight hair and I'm gonna just use the dryers to get the hair dry. Now again, split the hair straight down the middle, same dampness. I didn't use any product in the hair whatsoever. And I dried one side with the Dyson and then I dried the other side again with the same Chi, both on hot, both on high air pressure. As you can see again, surprisingly, the Dyson actually took longer. Now, to be completely honest, at this point, I was a little bit confused because guys, I want to love the Dyson so bad. I want it to be better, right? I want to feel like I've got this special tool in my toolbox. So I decided to try one more test. So I took a stylist from her salon. I washed her hair, split it in the middle. This time though, I dried the hair from wet all the way to dry with a round brush. And in this particular scenario, the Dyson actually dried the hair a slight bit faster. Now in this test, I actually kind of wanted to make this a bit of a twofer. I also wanted to test if the Dyson actually is better at smoothing hair out. And I can say that that's one of the things that I noticed when we got done with this particular dry. Even though the Dyson only dried the hair a little bit faster, it does look much smoother and much more polished. And overall, it's just a better finish. So with all of that said, my next question is, how is it to use? If you're at home, it's probably gonna be fine. These things are things that probably won't matter in your day-to-day regimen. If you're, on the other hand, a stylist, and you tend to use the nozzle or the neck of your blow dryer to wrap hair around while you're around brushing and while you're brushing, it's gonna be a little bit frustrating trying to do that with the Dyson, obviously, because there is no real nozzle, not unless you've attached one of the attachments. If you attach one of the attachments, it does work better, but it isn't as comfortable as using a rounded nozzle like you would find on most dryers. The last thing that I noticed while using it is that the Dyson dryer does not heat the ambient air temperature up as much as a normal dryer does. So you don't really get that hot atmosphere feeling like you do in a lot of dryers. With that said, we're talking about a $400, $450 dryer, right? It's quite expensive. So the real question that I need to answer for you right now is, does it make sense for you? If you're a person that's really concerned with the damage of a dryer on your hair and how your hair is smoothed out and how hot tools impact your hair, then I would say that it's probably worth looking into. Because at the end of the day, the fact that it dries hair as fast and in some cases faster with less heat and smooths it out and makes it shinier, that's a big deal, because the fact that you're being able to smooth your hair out and add that much shine may mean that you don't move into using the flat iron after you get it dry. So you may find that you don't have to do both heat processes, you just get down to one, and all of a sudden now it's actually much easier, and it's saved that time of when you would have to be using the flat iron. You no longer have to do that. If you're a person that's got hair that dries very fast, it's thin and fine, and you're not really worried about the health, unless you're really into the style of it, it may not be worth it for you. But those are the hard facts. I hope that this review helped you make up your mind on what's gonna work the best for you. If it did, do me the big favor and make sure you subscribe so you know when I bring out more reviews or share more tips on how to make hair simple and like this. Otherwise, hey, thank you for hanging out. You have a fantastic day. Eat well. We'll see you soon.